Maya Chen clutched her backpack straps tightly as she stood before the imposing crystalline structure of the Galactic Confederation Academy. The shimmering building changed colors with the movement of Proxima Centauri B's twin moons overhead, currently casting everything in a soft lavender hue. "You can do this," she whispered to herself, adjusting the atmospheric converter at her collar, the only thing allowing her to breathe comfortably on this alien world. At 16 years old, Maya was making history as the first human to attend the most prestigious educational institution in this sector of the galaxy. It had been 3 years since first contact, when the Galactic Confederation had revealed itself to Earth. As part of the cultural exchange program that followed, one human student would be selected annually to study alongside the brightest young minds from 17 different spacefaring civilizations. Maya's aptitude for xenolinguistics and adaptive mathematics had won her the honor. Honor, that's what her parents had called it. Standing here now, with her Earth-issue gravity compensators weighing heavily on her ankles, terrifying ordeal felt more accurate. Taking a deep breath of the converter-processed air, Maya stepped through the entrance membrane. The material parted like water around her body, leaving her completely dry but tingling slightly, her first encounter with alien technology for the day, but certainly not her last. Inside, the central atrium towered 30 meters high, with floating platforms serving as gathering spaces for students of various species. Some flew between levels on natural wings, while others used personal gravity manipulators. Several moved along the walls themselves, their biology adapted to environments humans would find impossible. A holographic guide sphere materialized before Maya, pulsing with gentle blue light. "Welcome, Maya Chen of Earth," it greeted in perfect English. "I am VEX7, your orientation assistant. Your arrival is anticipated with great curiosity. Please follow my guidance to the introduction ceremony." Maya nodded, too nervous to speak, and followed the floating orb. As they moved through the corridors, she became acutely aware of how every alien student stopped to stare at her. Some used sensory appendages she couldn't even identify. One group of gaseous entities actually changed color upon seeing her. "They're just curious," VEX7 explained, detecting her discomfort. "Many have never seen a human before, except in data transmissions." "I've never seen most of them either," Maya admitted quietly. "But I'm not staring. You possess only 2 optical sensors with limited spectrum perception," the sphere responded matter-of-factly. "Many of your classmates have between 4 and 16 different sensory organs dedicated to visual information. You are, quite literally, being viewed from angles you cannot comprehend." "That's not comforting," Maya murmured. The introduction ceremony took place in a circular chamber where students were arranged by environmental needs rather than species. Maya found herself seated among a group of generally humanoid aliens who also required oxygen-rich atmospheres and similar gravity conditions. To her left sat a tall, willowy being with iridescent skin and 4 arms, who introduced himself as Thex. To her right was a furry creature with large eyes and ears that swiveled independently, named Kiri. Both wore translator devices similar to Maya's. "You are much less intimidating than the briefing materials suggested," Thex observed, all 4 of his hands making precise analytical gestures. According to the Xenobiology overview, humans are apex predators with remarkable endurance capabilities. Maya blinked in surprise. They described us as apex predators. Kiri's ears swiveled toward her. The educational module emphasized that humans can pursue prey for days without rest and can consume almost any organic material without immediate toxic effect. Her large eyes widened further. "Is it true you can regenerate damaged body parts?" "What?" "No. Well, just small things like fingernails or skin," Maya clarified, increasingly bewildered by how humans had been portrayed. we're really not that scary. Yet your species dominated an entire planet and drove numerous other species to extinction," noted Thex with academic interest rather than judgment. Maya felt her face grow hot with embarrassment. "That's a complicated part of our history. We're trying to do better now." Before the conversation could continue, a resonant tone signaled the start of the ceremony. The Academy Director, a being composed of what appeared to be luminous liquid, contained within a hovering geometric framework, moved to the center of the chamber. "Esteemed students of the 17 worlds," the director began, their voice somehow emerging from the vibration of their entire form. "We welcome our newest cohort, including our first representative from Sol 3, known to its inhabitants as Earth." A spotlight of pure photonic energy illuminated Maya, causing her to shrink slightly in her seat. As is our tradition, all first cycle students will participate in the collaborative challenge, a project designed to teach the fundamental principle of the Confederation, unity through diversity. The director's form rippled with what Maya guessed was enthusiasm. Teams will be assigned randomly, regardless of biological compatibility, technological familiarity, or previous cultural contact. This is intentional. The challenges of communication and cooperation are precisely the point of the exercise. Maya was assigned to a team with Thex, Kiri, and two other beings, Zopak, a crystalline entity that communicated through light patterns and vibration, and a colony organism that functioned as a single sentient being despite comprising thousands of tiny components that could rearrange at will. Their assigned project, design and build a habitat module that could accommodate all 5 of their radically different biological needs. "Impossible," declared Thex after their first planning session. Requires regular immersion in specific radiation frequencies that would damage Maya's cellular structure, and Zopak's crystalline matrix would shatter in the humidity levels I need to prevent desiccation." Maya sat quietly, listening to her teammates list all the biological incompatibilities that made their task seemingly impossible. The more they talked, the more she thought about her own home. "What if," she finally interrupted, "what if we don't try to make one space that works for everyone all the time?" 4 very different kinds of attention focused on her. On Earth, we have buildings with different rooms for different purposes. Libraries have quiet rooms for studying and community rooms for gathering. Homes have kitchens for food preparation and bathrooms for, well, biological functions. Zopak vibrated in a frequency that her translator rendered as skepticism. Segregation by function? How does this promote unity? "It's not about separation," Maya explained, warming to her idea. "It's about creating appropriate spaces within a whole. Like a body has different organs that do different things, but work together." Components shifted to form a rough approximation of a nodding human head, a gesture they must have studied. The human suggests specialized chambers within a unified structure. This has merit. Over the next several weeks, the team worked on their design. Maya introduced the concept of modular architecture, where spaces could be reconfigured as needed. Thex contributed expertise in adaptive materials. Kiri's acute senses helped identify compatibility issues they might have missed. Zopak developed crystal lattices that could filter and transform harmful radiation into beneficial light. Colony form could physically test configurations by flowing through the prototype spaces. The night before the presentation, Maya sat alone in her personal quarters, reviewing their work on a holographic projector. Their final design resembled nothing on Earth, a flowing structure with chambers that could isolate or connect, materials that adapted to occupants' needs, and systems that transformed waste products from one species into essential resources for another. A soft chime announced a visitor. To Maya's surprise, all 4 of her teammates had come, each bringing a food or comfort item from their home cultures that they believed might be compatible with human biology. "We wished to practice an Earth custom," Thex explained. "The study group, where learners gather before evaluations." Maya felt a lump in her throat. "You researched human customs?" "As you researched ours," Kiri said, her ears twitching with what Maya now recognized as affection. "Your concept of specialized spaces serving a unified whole. It applies to more than architecture." The next day, their habitat design won the collaborative challenge, but Maya barely noticed the academic honor. What mattered more was watching a crystalline being, a four-armed analyst, a colony organism, and a furry empath all use a human gesture, the high five, to celebrate their success. On particularly difficult days, when homesickness hit hardest, she would look out at the twin moons and remind herself of something her mother had told her before she left Earth. Sometimes the most valuable thing an outsider brings is a fresh perspective. A human girl had come to an alien school, and by simply being herself adaptable, curious, and collaborative, everything had indeed changed, one small connection at a time. 6 months later, the Galactic Confederation Academy had undergone subtle but meaningful changes. Study spaces now featured modular environments that could be customized for different biological needs. The cafeteria had implemented Maya's suggestion of a recipe exchange program, where safe versions of various species' cuisines could be experienced by others. Most significantly, the Academy curriculum now included a new course, Perspective Exchange, where students shared not just facts about their worlds, but experiences, arts, and philosophies. Maya still felt the stares sometimes, but they were different now. She wasn't just the human, she was Maya, who had helped design the new modular library, who struggled with photonic equations but excelled at cross-cultural communication.